Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. Come in the room. Let me know where you are watching from, what city and state you are watching from. I am putting the link in the chat for anybody who would like to call in and ask a question, or you can just put your question in the comments. But I'm going to put the link in the comments for anybody who wants to call in and ask their question. Let me know where you're watching from as you come in. And do me a favor, for those that's already here, let me know, just confirm for me that you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me. My service is not the best where I am now, so just do me a favor and confirm that you can hear me. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay. Hey Brenda. You take a practice test tomorrow? Okay, good luck with that. Just make sure in between each of your practice tests, just make sure you are looking at your focus review, so your score goes up every time you take another practice test, okay? Um Odessa, Texas. Okay. Hey, hey. Hey Michelle, Brenda, Stephanie, Oklahoma. Hey Amber. Brenda. Okay, the third one. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So the goal is to see your score go up every time you take it, Brenda. So just make sure before you take it, take a look at your last one just to see the areas where you fell short. That way your score will go up the next time you take it, because you don't want to take it again and you haven't reviewed those areas. So just make sure you do that. Thank you, C. Pratt on Facebook. Um, Michelle says, I took the NHA and failed by 1 point. Oh, my thing scrolled up too fast. Hold on, let me go back up so I can finish reading that. So disappointed. Yeah, I get it. I understand when it gets that close and you do not pass. I understand because you were so close. The good thing about that though is that that means that you knew enough of the information to even get that close. So you know the information. It's just that there was, some parts of it where you fell short. So look at your score report, detailed score report, similar to what I was just telling the other lady. Look at your score report and see where you fell below the passing standard, and just make sure you study those areas again. Okay. And this is for anybody who failed the test. Just look at your score report and make sure you are, knowing the areas where you fell short so you can restudy those areas. All right. And then, guys, don't forget, you see on the screen, I have my MA refresher course. So that's always a resource available to you as well. You have my videos, you got my MA refresher course. So plenty of resources to help you guys out. And also, guys, if you happen to have a question and you want to ask it, you can click on the call-in link. I put it in the chat on both Facebook and YouTube. Okay, Amber, you're taking yours on the 26th. I do remember that. Good luck with that. Brenda says, my first baseline test, I got a 63, then a 64, and then an 81. I know that's right. That is what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And see, that 81, that is what we look for. So with my former school, our students, they couldn't even take the actual exam if they didn't get at least an 80 on the practice exam. So the fact that you got an 81, that would have been your okay, with us to say, okay, yep, you can go ahead and take the test. Oh, let me go back up this test. Stephanie, are you saying you failed the practice test? Oh, maybe you're saying you failed. Let me see. Let me go back up and see. Oh, no, that was somebody else. Never mind. NHA practice. I failed it twice. Okay, got you. Yeah, the NHA practice exam, same thing like I just said. Just make sure in between you're studying. Guys, do me a favor on YouTube. Make sure you like the video if my content is helpful to you. Florencia says, hi, Miss K. I took my CERT exam this week. I've been watching videos that have been so helpful. How did you do on the exam? And you are so welcome, by the way. You're welcome, Michelle. Hi, Maybe. Final test on Wednesday, the 27th. Okay, got you, Brenda. So that final Got you. Yeah. So we want to see that final. Now I will tell you guys this. This is a secret. Not so much a secret, but that final exam on the NHA website, for those of you that have the practice test, that final exam is usually the hardest. The baseline, a lot of times is challenging because it's your first time seeing the information. But that final, all of my students always say the final exam is harder. Like I've heard that final practice test is harder than the actual exam. I've heard several people say that. So just a heads up. But if you are just making sure you are studying your weak areas and all of that, you've been taking notes as you're going through the practice test on the wrong answers and stuff like that, stuff you hadn't recognized before, you should be fine. I failed my first try by starting to study again and to take it again. Gotcha, Erica. So yep, same thing applies that I just said to the last person about having to take the test again. Look at that score report to see where you fell short and make sure you study those areas again. Also, make sure you guys are downloading the test plan. So whatever test you're taking, just go to Google and look up free test plan for CCMA, or you can get it directly on the NHA website and just download that and use it as a checklist to make sure you know everything on it. Shamika takes hers tomorrow. Good luck. Oh, 94 in your final. Oh, that's really good. Shamika says she got a 94 on her final practice test. That's really good. I look forward to you coming back to comment, Shamika, that you pass. Joanne says I passed with a 415. Congratulations. Oh, she said, thank you, Miss Guy. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. You are so welcome. Oh yeah, Brenda, I know you mean your real test. Someone else had said they failed their practice test, and for a second I thought it was you, but I will scroll back up. It was somebody different. I know now that you're referring to your real test. Shamika says, congrats, Joanne. They're congratulating you in the comments, Joanne. Brenda says, I use my review, your videos, and Prepia, the app. Okay, I never heard of that. Erica says, yes, I definitely am. And that last practice test is no joke. It was nothing I learned. Nothing that I learned. LOL. I feel like I get it. Yeah, a lot of people say that. All my students say that. That last practice test, I don't know what it is, but it is much more challenging. Florencia said, my last practice exam, I finished with a 92. I feel a lot more confident. Awesome. That is the goal. That's what the practice is for. Even my study videos, the goal is always to get you guys ready. So the fact that you say you're feeling more confident, that is exactly what I like to hear. That is exactly what it's about. Brenda says, yeah, I heard the last is the worst. It gives scenario-based questions on NHA. Yep, a lot of scenario questions, a lot of, how would you respond in this situation? The patient says this, like, how would you respond? The patient says that, how would you respond? Yep, a lot of that. Amber says, I got a 76 on my final practice test, but I was, you getting an 80 or higher than the other ones. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty common too. Amber says she was getting 80 and higher on all the other practice tests, but on the last one, she got a 76. Yeah, I've seen that. I've had students who was doing well on the practice test, and then on the final one didn't do as well. And that's because, like I said, for some reason that final practice test tends to be, more difficult. But again, this goes back to in between each practice test. Make sure you guys are looking at your focus review so you can see what areas you scored the lowest in. And then also, as you guys are going through the practice test, you should be using that test plan as a checklist. So, you're going through the practice test, your study material, as you learn certain things, you're going to be checking those things off on the test plan. The goal is to have everything on the test plan checked off. Brenda says that's the app I use for studying. Gotcha. I had never heard of that. So guys, I don't see any other questions popping up, but just while I wait a few seconds, just to remind you guys of my MA refresher course. Many of you guys already have it, but just want to remind you guys of that. while you guys are on here. Yeah, I had never heard of it, Brenda. I'll look into it, the Prepia app. I've never heard of it. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. I know it's a little late. I don't know what time it is for you guys. It's 9:30 where I am, but I just wanted to hop in. I know it's late for me, but I had a few minutes, so I said, let me just hop on here, see if anybody had anything. I don't see many people asking questions tonight, so I'm going to get off. I'll be back on here um, this week, so just look out. Make sure for those of you that's on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed and your notifications are on so you get notified when I'm live, because I don't really, sometimes I schedule it, but for the most part, I just kind of hop on here when I have a few moments. So make sure you guys like the video on YouTube or hype it if you see the option. And I will see you guys later this week. Brenda says questions similar to the ones. Okay. Oh, Amber says she's interested in the app. Can you see her comment, Amber? She said it's called Prepia. So you can look in your, I don't know, depending on what you have, your app store or your Google Play Store, but she said it's Prepia, Prepia. Yep, there you go, Amber. She put it in the chat again. Good luck to you as well, Mommy Visions. Mommy Vision says I'm taking my CMAA test on Saturday. Good luck to you. All right, guys, y'all have a good evening. I'll see you guys another day, another night this week. How do I get the study material? I will leave that link here for you, mail really quickly before I log out. It depends on what study material you're looking for. But I'm going to put my MA refresher course link in the chat just in case that's what you're asking about. Online study guide. Okay. I just put it in the chat. What was the name again? Mail's World. Congratulations, Sheila. Sheila says, I just received my email. I passed. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good luck to everybody that's about to take their test, and congratulations to everybody who has passed their test. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.